It looks like it's working. What's happening, Fish and Friends? Welcome to another live. Little behind. Sorry. We were trying to get stuff going here. Randall and I were actually out fishing today. I was blessed by an appearance by the Dizzle late a little bit.
Dude, it's been over a year since I've been late.
It's been over a year since we fished together.
Well, I mean, it's been a year, right?
No.
A year's a
All right. So
year.
what's happening, everyone? Sorry we're late here. Man, we got a whole bunch of people in here. I'm gonna go up the other way here. Michael Stake, Jermaine, South Jersey, Heather, Frank, Nick, Gramps, Elizabeth, Liza, Jeff Elliott, Tom, Creek and Trail, Frank, Rob, Rich. Man, we got the whole party here. Scott, I did see that we did have a new member earlier, Trevor Wagner as a new member. Thank you, Trevor. I like that I can pin comments now. I did do a members only live stream. I had, I think, maybe 5 people afterwards say it was a lot of fun. So hopefully you all enjoyed that. Chris and Rob actually hopped on, a couple subscribed Fish and Friends. We talked fishing, kept it pretty light, hung out. I was
pretty
here.
Mellow, pretty easy, yeah.
Pretty mellow, pretty fun. I just noticed this is in the background, some hand-tied DEBO customs. Look at that blue. Oh my gosh, that looks good. Don't adjust your screen. I just make jigs that are that pretty. What else? So we got that going on. So all the members out there, thank you all. I appreciate you all for joining. I drug my feet for the longest time. People are like, you should turn that on. We want to support you in other ways. And I'm like, I don't know. I felt like it was a money grab, and especially after I did this last live, which was like three months from the previous live, members only live. Oh man! So I gave away a reel. I did a special reel giveaway because I love y'all, and I was really behind. So I'll do a giveaway tonight. I've got a bunch of gear that I can put together. Randy and I were just talking. I'm like, why do you get in the cycle of buying more gear than you need? Like, oh, that looks cool, and then go into the same stuff. Now, to my defense, I have been trying a lot more new stuff, and I've really tried not to revert back. But I think maybe that's why I've skunked more this year. I've skunked more this year already now than I did all of last year, as far as like days going out and skunking.
Yeah, I
What do you
mean,
do?
just the opposite point. I haven't. I mean, I've gone out and caught one or two just because I've been on limited time, but I've been kind of granted different versions of the same baits I've used, so like a different color, different size, something along those lines. But I haven't gotten to the point of consistent skunks. And we were talking today, Debo, like today we had both of us had a stellar day, double-digit fish in the rain, in the wind, in the gnats, in the Iowa free fishing weekend, the whole tri-quad, quintuple fecta of things that could be wrong and might go wrong, did go wrong. Didn't
It
really
was
go
free.
wrong in effect.
Yeah, it was free. It is free fishing weekend here in Iowa, and you can tell there was some crazies out today, a few crazies. So it was yeah. But Michael brings up a good point. Michael, I actually posted about this. If you go to like my community section, I made a post. Why does it look so dark down here? My lighting is always so messed up. I need a professional lighter to come in here and do all my stuff. I can never get this all right. I either look too dark or too white, like bright with stuff on me. I don't know. I'm not a pro. But anyway, pieces of crap is what they are. I don't get mad about a lot of things. Like if people steal from a store, that's one thing. Like it makes me upset. Like, but people that scam other hardworking people, like, hey, I'm gonna literally scam you, and I'm talking to you and scamming you out of everything you've done, like just scum. There's not many things I get that pissed off at, but just pieces of crap is what they are. So Michael brought up a good point. If you go to my community post, they've got my my emblem, my DEBO emblem as their like avatar thing. I don't know what you call it. And it tells you to text some number bull crap. Listen, I will never ever tell you to text anything. All I will do is ask you to either email me, which is debosfishing@gmail.com here, or I'll have you hit me up on Instagram. And 90% of the time, if I ask you to do that, it's because I already talked to you on Instagram. You know, it's somebody that I know or have seen comment. So I will never have you text a number. Now, if they start getting fake email addresses and stuff, I don't know how to combat it. Everyone, it sucks. I don't know what to do. If people have ideas, let me know. But they're just scum, just lazy scum. So
Secret catchphrases.
yes. What's the trivia about polka dot underwear? Tell me.
The
It's our
owl
That's our
flies
secret
at
code.
midnight.
Yeah.
Caw.
Caw. All right. So tonight, I don't know what we're doing tonight. Tonight's going to be fun. We're talking summer fishing because I like summer fishing actually a lot. I like summer weather. I got a few things from Omnia. I did see Rich is in here. Rich, we appreciate you. Rich, make sure you share your new code because I actually used it the first day it was available and picked up some stuff from Omnia. One of which being I got to test them out today, and I'm really excited about these. I think it was Jim. Tackle Junkie. I haven't seen him in here. Hopefully he's doing well. I haven't talked to him in a minute, but Jim, old Tackle Junkie 81, good cat. He told me about these VMC crossovers, and they're not anything new, but he was showing me these. I forget when it was in a video or something. Yeah, there Rich posted it. So if you go to Omnia and shop this month, you can only use it once now, but it's OMHB22 June. I'll put it up here in a second. If you go over there and shop, use his code. That's what I did. A little bit of that goes back to him to support him. He's a good dude. These are 4mm, so these are kind of the small ones, but these are cool. I'm probably not going to be able to show it on here, and my hands are all sort of cut up, and I had a hook in my finger here today, and luckily the fish ripped it out as it shook. I had a hook in here today that stuck in straight, and luckily the walleye pulled it out, and then a hook in here that ripped out of the side of my thumb. So I caught a lot of fish today.
I think you mispronounced it. I think it's pronounced small eye.
I caught a lot of. I don't even know what to say. Today was kind of a joke.
Like, what the heck was that? We talked about this in the live. Whoever said in a comment, blah, 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 catching dinks isn't catching real fish and whatever. There was a lot of really small fish caught today. I know I felt bad on like the first one I caught. Somehow I managed to go through the side of his cheek, through the top of his mouth, and back down through the bottom, like all in the same hook set. And I'm just like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. He was fine. He swam off. But, you know, it's like they were really, really small.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was definitely a DEBO fishing day. I caught, I don't know, probably close to 20. I think I had one that was 1.5 pounds. But it was all on a custom DEBO bait, so we'll see more of that later. I don't know how well y'all can see this. I'll do it in a video. But anyway, these little rings are actually pretty sweet. You can rig them perpendicular, and you can rig it parallel to the bait. Stubby, in case anybody hears him going wild, he hates rabbits, and there's been rabbits living in our front yard. And that's him barking now, so I apologize. My wife's trying to get him quiet. She's like, no, Daddy's on live. Like he knows. He's like, oh yeah, Dad's on live. Oh sure, I'll be quiet. Okay, so sorry, let's get to comments. Yeah, sorry. Oh, listen to him up there.
Going ham.
Stubby dog, I love him. Okay, we'll look at some more of that stuff. I like Omnia, good folks over there. Again, use Rich's code, still up there. Okay, what do we have for comments here? What's going on, everyone? What do we got going down? What do you got for questions? We're talking summer fishing. I did see somebody said something about frog fishing. I'm gonna scroll back up.
Yeah, it was a summer equals frog
Rich.
comment. Was it?
Yeah, I did see Rich got out and did some bank fishing. Yeah, it looks like we got 165 people in here. Christopher, thank you for the support. He said 160 people in here and only 49 likes. Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, it's free and it helps support old Debo. Unless you don't like me, that's fine. You can go watch something else. I still love you even if you don't love me. Let's see. Randy Soley said, what? Fake? Yeah, don't send $1,500 to some random person. Please don't do that. Okay, so let's see. You'd hate summer fishing in the South, Debo. End Stone. Why is that, man? Let's see.
Oh, it's
Scott,
real
Carol
hot
Ferg's
down
in
there,
here.
yeah?
Tom Gross. Rob said he's always got a frog with him. Yep, that is one of the baits I have with me. And I don't know about you all, but a lot of the places that we fish are way grassier this year,
Yeah.
and clearer. Like the places that we've normally fished in the past that'll have some grass are like completely grass covered. So I don't know if that's like a thing.
Mhm.
The earth decided to get grassier.
So the other weird thing that I've kind of noticed this year is the water temperatures are varying extremely. So at one point in time, I would catch not
Yeah,
even, I
for
wouldn't even
sure.
catch a fish. I'd pull my lure out and I would feel it and I'd be like, man, that's kind of cold to the touch. And then I'd throw it in somewhere else and be like, that water is nice and warm. In the same body of water, not even 20 yards away, there was such an influx in temperature. In addition to the extreme, weed lines, very prominent weed lines. I know that was one thing I was telling Debo today. I was throwing a jig and a free rig for the majority of the day. And I was like, I'm catching them right before that weed line, try to hit that. And then he was doing, jerk bait and things like that. But it was crazy, just the thickness and the depth of how far the weed line actually went out. It's very, very strange this year is.
Yeah, so Dustin had a really, really good question, and this is one spot I always kind of get caught into. So he said pre-fishing has been horrible. Dustin lives in my neck of the woods around here, a couple hours away from me. But he said pre-fishing has been horrible. What should I do when gills are leaving the beds, bass are leaving the fry, but they haven't got deep yet? I need to get over 18 inches. Listen, I am certain today if I could have got deeper out there with a jerk bait, I was fishing one of my custom painted floating jerk baits, and it only goes down about 2 feet, and I was catching them all over grass. I am really, really confident that if we would have had a boat, I didn't see anybody throwing jerk baits. But I'm
Hmm.
confident that if we could have got out there a little bit deeper and got over some of that deeper grass, we'd have caught them. So Dustin, I don't know if you're fishing the river and stuff. I am not a river guy. I mean, you would know that more than me. I don't really know how they do in the river, I'll be honest. But like in the lakes and stuff around here, I know that, once they spawn, the females move up deep, quote unquote deep, depending on what deep is for you. The males will still be up guarding, and Randy and I did see quite a few males still up guarding fry and stuff, and even beds. But that kind of transition period for me is looking for anything hard on the way out that they might be hanging on, or anything just a little bit deeper. Like yesterday was 80 something, and today here it was what was it, like 60 when we left, I think.
Mid 60s, maybe, at the
Yeah.
highest.
So we were out fishing this morning and it was like 56. Like it was pretty chilly.
I had a jacket
Um,
on.
yeah, I did
Granted, it
too.
was
And we got
raining,
rained
but
on the whole day.
yeah.
But that's what I look for. I'm not a super deep angler, so like deep cranking, all that stuff is not my deal. But I know they will move out a little bit deeper, and like I said, that's relative depending on the spot. But just
Hmm.
going a little bit deeper than normal and looking for something that holds them. I wish I would have had the ticket today. Like I said, I caught a lot of fish, but just no biggins from the bank.
No, yeah, no real size. And I mean, I don't tend to watch a whole lot of other anglers and things like that. I know people were catching fish. There was a group of ladies at one end of the lake that
Oh God.
made it overly apparent when they caught fish. But I think they're majority bluegills and things like that. And I didn't see a whole lot of bigger fish being caught really by anybody else. And who knows? Had we not spent 6.5 hours trying to topwater frog fish.
Mm. I love it. Even though we didn't catch anything, I love clearing slop off. I love slop on my reel. Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
I
we
mean,
really tried this morning to get on a frog bite, and we
we
forced the
really
issue, and it
did.
didn't happen for like 4 hours. So that sucked. Ephraim, yeah, catching dinks is fishing. I completely agree. I had somebody comment on one of my recent posts. It wasn't mine. I shared a story from somebody that was like, "Hey, I caught a dink. At least I didn't get skunked." And
Hmm.
somebody commented, I would still count that as a skunk. Message me, and I'm like, okay,
It's like I
I
don't
don't know.
that
So
makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, we had a lot of skunks than today, I guess. I don't
yeah,
know.
I
I
skunked
think a
like
fish
20
is a
times
fish is a
today.
fish. And I mean, we went out, we figured out what we could figure out from, the body of water we were fishing and the elements and the whole nine. And I think regardless of the size of the fish, if you catch a fish, it's the skunks off the bank. You know what I mean?
Caught two. I'm thinking Dave's saying 2.5 pounders and a 20-inch 3.5 pounder on a stupid tube grams. Or he said he caught 2 21.5ers. So that'd be like an 11th of an ounce. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Ooh,
Good job,
David
David.
Smith.
Yeah.
He also just said cottonwood. I've started to notice a little cottonwood here and there. It's starting to
Yeah.
build up on lines. Man, that stuff sucks. Almost as bad as the gnats.
Let's see. Ephraim, besides frogs, what's your favorite summer technique? Well, actually, we did a little video today during the rain delay. We went to a pavilion and did kind of a fun one-off. Like, let's just talk about some lures that we never leave home without. So, like as far as for summer fishing. So I'll kind of give a sneak peek into mine. One of mine, it's not necessarily a lure, it's a rig. It's kind of cheating, I guess. But it's a Texas rig. For me, next to frog fishing or topwater, really, flipping and pitching shallow wood, just submerged wood, brush cover is my second favorite way to fish. So, whether you're fishing like a big worm, and actually, speaking of big worms, my
Is that
Omnia order,
not a Mondo worm though.
a Mondo worm. Oh God, these stink so bad, so good. Use the power bait, a staple. I went a little bit bigger than normal. Usually I get 8-inch. I got that focus. Got the 10-inch Tequila Sunrise Power
Yeesh.
Worm. Ton of confidence in these. They have that good stank to them. But yeah, big worm like this, and don't be afraid of like a 10-inch worm. The Bass Pros, I had a ton of the Bass Pros of these that I used, so I got some more of these in 10-inch. But yeah, 10-inch worm in the summer. I mean, you'll catch dinks. Trust me, I can catch little fish on any size of lure, and they will eat a big old worm. So don't get. I know a lot of newer folks see like a big worm and think, oh yeah, I'm just not going to get the bites. Even the little dudes will eat it. They're looking for a big meal. Tequila Sunrise works really well around here. It's an old secret. My old man would vouch for that. How about you, Randall? Alan Witt says summer equals deep water shaky heads. Yeah, ledge fishing, right? Dragging those shaking heads. How about you?
I mean, something that's kind of similar to a shaky head is a jig.
Oh yeah, go
I've been
figure.
I've been really just I've been torn. I have two rods that every time I go out, I've had them with me. One's been a jig rod and one's been a free rig. And like those have been super confidence setups for me this year. It seems like
Yeah, you've really been putting a bunch of time in with the old free rig.
yeah, it seems like, if the jig is grabbing too much muck off the bottom, then I'm going free rig. If the free rig, I feel like, is just bouncing a little bit too easily, it seems strange that, oh no, it's going too good, let's stop using it. But that's usually when I switch over to a jig just because I feel like that jig gives me a little bit more of a, I don't know. I'm more confident in it at the end of the day, and I
Yeah,
feel like it's mo better in those
Mo
conditions
better.
where it's not prime free rig, in my opinion.
Favorite ledge fishing bait? Fish in the Southeast, FTSE, as we know him. What's your favorite ledge fishing bait, man? I honestly don't do a bunch of deep water ledge fishing. Also, I got 5 4-pounders, damn, and a bunch of dinks nighttime frog fishing. Well, dude, you're doing way better than me. I've had one day where I caught a 4-pounder. Is that it this year?
Oh, I don't know.
Four
I
and
think
a half,
that's
is
made
that right?
up.
Or 4? I
I
don't
think you
remember.
made that
Anyway,
up.
it's been so slow this year. I'm embarrassed of how bad it's been, and I haven't got out enough. Like that's the thing is fishing is a numbers game. Get out more. My favorite ledge fishing bait, if I'm fishing like relatively deep, if I'm going to say like for me, like pretty deep is like 12 feet. I know a lot of people chuckle at that. But like decently deep for me, fishing like a 12-foot deep ledge. The most success I've probably had is like in the summer, especially, is probably just a crank, like a 6-foot diving crank. And I know I'm not even getting down to the very bottom of that, but hitting those suspended fish on that. I know a lot of people like to drag a big shaky head. My dad will still drag a worm, Texas rigged worm on that. Or back in the old days, we used to do the poor man's. I don't have one. The poor man's Carolina rig, which is essentially just a worm weight that's double pegged, and you throw it out there. So no clacker, no brass, no swivel. You just run your line up, your weight, and throw it out there. We used to fish that a lot. I used to fish that a lot in the ponds. I'm trying to think what else. Like I really don't fish deep. Even in the summer, I'll look for those shallow fish. I'm just more
Yeah.
comfortable and confident fishing shallow.
I tend to
For
agree with.
overhangs, looking for shade pockets, looking for
Yeah.
anything where there's cooler water coming in, like moving water. Like there's still fish that live shallow all year. So
And
I'm still
see, that's a little bit
docks.
more. I'm sure there's people around here that go for those deeper fish. There's got to be
Oh yeah,
because,
oh yeah,
there's all the reservoirs and the quarries, things like that that are
sure.
deeper. But at the same time, there are just so many more easily accessible fish that are up shallow underneath, like you said, branches or overhangs or next to the, as Debo, we go to certain lakes and he's like, I get the pipe, I call the pipe all the time. He's calling the pipe. I don't know what his deal is, but he's going for those little inlets or outlets or things like that where
Yep.
there's moving water. And I don't want to say let's just go for the easier ones, but let's go for the easier ones.
No, I wouldn't say they're easy. I mean, like it just depends on what you like. Like if you have a graph, like so Randy and I were on a local lake and not a very big lake. I'm gonna say like 40 acres, 50 acres max. And we watched a gentleman with live scope jerk baiting fish in, caught a very, very good sized one. But,
Hmm.
I would say that's easier for them. If you have live scope, something like that, like that's the easy way. Like you can literally see if the fish is there or not. As opposed to even if I'm fishing shallow and I'm hitting quote unquote high percentage targets, I don't really know if there's a fish there or not. I can't see it, So
Right.
I think that's kind of relative of where and how you're fishing. But yeah, I mean, there's Dad and I were out on a local lake. That's been a couple years ago, and watched a couple dudes put on an absolute clinic with some DT like 15s,
Oof.
cranking humps. I'm not. That's not my deal. I'm not comfortable with it. They put on an absolute clinic, and we kind of talked to them for a little bit. Nice dudes, but they're like, yeah, just deep cranking. I'm like, oh yeah, just
Like,
no
how do
big
you
deal.
even do that? How do you even go about, like, what is your setup? What is your line? Like, you have to bomb a cast out in order for it to be able to even get down to like
Big
15
rod, yeah,
feet,
big
right?
crank rod. Yep, yeah, like a 7.6 crank rod, big reel with a lot of line. Yep, getting it far out there as you can, and then getting it down to that depth that you want it, so you can keep it there longer. But yeah, nice guys. I know there's a lot of people that do it. That's not really how I grew up. Dad's a shallow water power fisherman.
Hmm.
That's kind of how we did it. So let's see. Topwater West says Randizzle is the hizzle. Summer fishing here is brutal, says Eliza. Yeah, you're down in the south. I'm let's see. I was talking to like my real job. I work in insurance, and I was talking to a gentleman in Tempe who was one of my partners, and he was like, "Oh, it's only like 95 today already," and I'm like, "Good Lord, I don't know."
It's a dry heat. Like literally, people will shake their head at that. There is a big difference between a dry heat and humid heat.
People
Just
joke,
saying.
yeah. People joke. We talk about it every time when I used to have to go down there for work. We would joke about it because he'd be like, "It's a dry heat, though," and I'm like, "No, it really is. It's a definite, very different feel. Like I don't walk out and I'm not
Hmm.
sticky. I'm just like hot, you know.
Yeah.
But hot's hot." Let's see. Caught my first bass on my first bait caster last night. Awesome, dude. Congrats.
Nice. Yeah, I remember. I remember one of my first baitcaster fish, and I remember one of my first horrible, horrible, horrible blow up rat's nets. Also, like I remember I went to cast, and for whatever reason, I don't know, my lure, whatever it was, smacked against a bridge pylon, and my reel just blew up, and I was like, oh, these are fun. I like these a lot. I'm gonna get more of
It
these.
happens. It's like people make it way harder than it is. It's just like learning anything else new that you don't know. You just got to practice it.
Hmm.
You'll get it.
Yep.
Wade, awesome. Appreciate that. Said thanks for clarifying the text problem. Said loves the show. Seems like it's doing to all the fishing channels. Yeah, somebody else was telling me Richard Gene, the fishing machine, like got hit really bad. I've only watched like one of his videos. He seems like a pretty crazy cat. He was fishing for crappie or something, but yeah, I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason to like people that they're targeting, but yeah, jerks. James said, "Find wood, pitch to wood. I learned that from you, Debo. And it works. Great summer tip." Yeah, I mean, that's one of my favorite things to do is find that wood, those big pieces of different timber. And actually, I mean, that's to me that's sort of deep fishing. And I even got on some of that. My buddy Brando, we went out on the boat and we were flipping and pitching around in like 12 feet of water was kind of the deal with Texas rigs. He caught a few, I caught a few, and Dad and I'll do that. 10 foot of water. Just throwing like a 3/8 ounce Texas rig and letting it flow down. Then you'll feel it a little deep, or you just see your line starting to move. Um, or like when you're up shallower and that stuff that's real thick in the summer, it's a good time to work on your pitching game because summer they'll often get as close to that stuff as they can and in the heart of
Yep.
it. So if you've got like a big log or a big brush pile, man, they will be literally right up on it, nose under it, like in the crotch of a tree in a big tree, or um in like I forget what they call it, like the brushy type stuff, they'll be right in the middle of it. So you got to pitch right in the middle of that stuff to really target them. But it's fun.
Hmm.
I love doing that.
Yeah, I noticed, without even really paying attention to it, it really like kind of jumped out to me today because I was, you weren't necessarily paying attention to it because you're jerk bait fishing, but I was throwing, lower column, things, and I was having to see where the gaps in the brush or not the brush, but the weeds were. So I noticed, today I was just like, without even thinking, it was, small, short, not short, but really low, kind of precise pitches. And I was like, at one point in time, I was like, did I just do that? That was kind of a really nice cast I just made right there. I like impressed myself a few different
Working
times,
working your
you know,
casting game. Yeah, that's something you can work every time you go out to. That's what I tell people. If it's a slow day, work on just target practice. Like work on
yeah,
trying to hit a spot that's this big every time you're casting. So even if you're not fish. Even if you're not
I'm not
catching
fish.
fish, you're still working on something. The day's not a loss. And
You
maybe
know,
it'll even up your mood and get on some fish because I get that way. Like I'll not be catching anything, and I'm like, oh, why did I come out today? I'm gonna leave all my gear on the corner when I go home, and I'm just gonna let people take it. And so I look for the
I'm gonna get
positives.
there before anybody else does. But anyway, one of the other things, and this is crazy, I always think back to it is, in my younger years, I played a lot of golf. And if you're in the Midwest or like professional golfers from the Midwest, they have this ability to like play golf in the horrible springtime winds that we have, 20, 30, 40 plus mile an hour winds where you have to hit a really low ball. The crazy thing is that, goes over to fishing too. You have to be able to throw one of those casts, like a roll cast that is maybe a foot off, the water itself versus a big arcing cast. And,
Mm-hmm.
it was one of those things that, like I said earlier, it was like one of those things I got into today because I was throwing a pretty small free rig and, I wanted to keep it low, but I wanted to get it out there a ways. And knowing, the wind was blowing dead in my face, I got to keep it low. So
Yes,
win-win, I guess.
let's see. We're almost a half hour, and we got 212 people in here right now. Thank you all. Hit the thumbs up if you like this kind of thing, and always leave me questions, recommendations. I'm going to try to go through and get as many of those I can tonight. We just want to interact with people, have fun. I will be doing a giveaway here at like an hour coming up. It'll just be like a random, $50 box of stuff, putting some good stuff together for some summer fishing. But let's see. Austin Hartshorn just got Cashin's chatterbait rod. Is that a rod recommended for frogs? I personally like a heavy power rod for frogging. Um, Around here, we've got some pretty decently thick cover, and I just feel like you're a whole lot better suited if you've got a heavy rod. If you're throwing a smaller frog, especially in like more open water stuff, like if you're fishing lily lines or more open grass lines where you're not dragging them through a bunch of stuff, pads, grass, you can definitely get away with a medium heavy. I've got the Cash and Chatterbait rod, and I would definitely say that's if it's the Icon. Cash and Icon is the one I have. Love the rod for chatterbaits, but to me, it's way too spongy for frogs. So I would say even just getting a cheap, $50 heavy power rod, you don't need something crazy expensive because you're going to see the bites. You don't need to feel everyone. What you got, Randy?
Have you been able to, so the crazy thing is earlier today I remember I caught a fish that was on a decent cast with that orange lure that we both got. You got the heavier of
Mm,
the two, or I should say the one that's two
yeah,
inches
that thing's a
longer.
lie. That thing's a lie.
The crazy thing is I felt like my rod it's not necessarily a medium heavy like it says. I feel like it's closer to a medium because when I went to set this long, cast hook set, I was like, Debo wasn't, you weren't complaining. You just made comment of, I felt like this thing is super, super stiff for what it says it should be. So that just kind of jumped in my head there. And
Yeah,
that's a
and
pretty
it's a
cheap
nice rod.
rod to, yeah.
Yeah, I was throwing frogs on it today. I had the old Shimano Corrado G, and that thing was bombing a frog. I had a River to Sea Bullywah 2 on there, and I was able to absolutely bomb that thing. I like the combo a lot. It's an extra fast. I think it's like a 1/2 to 2 ounce, quote unquote,
Yeah.
medium heavy, which is like every heavy, that you look at is they're usually like, I don't know, quarter ounce or 3/8 ounce, something like that, up to like an ounce and a half. And this is a medium heavy rated up to 2 ounce lures, and it's way heavier, stiffer feeling than a medium heavy. So I don't know if they mislabeled it or if there's some rhyme or reason that Lou's put that on there. I think it's an error. I think it's an error that they did it, but um, for
If
a
you want to
frogging rod, I
trade, let
like
me
it.
know.
No, no, I'm going to use it for a frogging rod. I'm down to have multiple frogging rods, but I was going to say the Abu. Actually, let's jump over to Tackle Warehouse here, and I will show you whoever that
Yeah.
was. I forget. Was it Austin? Austin?
I
Jeff Schwartz.
believe
I
so.
have not used the willow blades yet. Randy gave me a willow blade. That's the first little one that I've got, and I have not got to use it yet.
So real quick, while you're bringing that up, I was talking about that lake that you said, the Panoptics and blah 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 this and that. I went out to Iowa DNR and I stumbled across a Master Angler certificate. Have you heard of this before?
Yeah, the master angles. Yeah, you have to catch one over like a
Why
certain
aren't
amount
we
on
trying to do this?
because you just get a certificate. Like,
Yeah, I mean it's a certificate. I can put it in a frame and hang it on the wall.
I suppose you could. Yeah, there's different states
I
have them.
mean,
I don't know. I don't.
this list is crazy. I was like, oh, this isn't too bad, and then I was like, oh, let me scroll down, and oh, let me scroll. Wow, there's a lot like muskie, pike, paddlefish, perch, sauger, saweye, sturgeon, like
Sturgeon.
a red horse. I don't even know what half of these things are.
It's like a
Northern
sucker.
hog sucker.
Yeah. Okay, so let me show you. I am sharing, right? Okay, so whoever
Yeah.
that was, I forget. I think it was Austin. Casting rods. So the first frog rod I remember that I have, I bought it used, so I got it cheap. But I remember looking at them at Walmart, had them at the time. Was oh damn, and they're actually closed out. It was the Vendetta. The hell's going on with Tackle Warehouse? Is this my screen? Everything's free at Tackle Warehouse right now. Get on the Abu stuff; it's all free. There's no cost.
I'm there.
I don't know what the hell's going on there. But anyway, it was the Vendetta. Boom! Look at that, $59. Did they have a heavy? I think it was a 7.4 heavy. What I had. What are these? No, medium and a medium. Oh damn! Scratch that. But I did have one of those.
Oh
I think they
yes,
were like $79.
that was
And
my
liked it a
first
lot.
jig rod. My first jig rod was
I don't know
the
what's going on with
Vendetta.
Tackle
I think
Warehouse.
it was a medium heavy though. It wasn't a heavy.
And then I did have a Veritas that I liked a lot. They've got a bunch of different. I don't know what the
Hmm.
deal is with the Veritas too. They've got a bunch of different ones. Like this one has the thing you tighten here in the handle.
Yep.
I don't know. Just don't get the one that has micro guides. If it has a micro guide, don't waste your
Do
money on it because
not.
it was junk. But the
They will
regular,
break.
yeah, the Veritas, the regular one. I don't know about this one. I don't know that I necessarily like that. Shields had these, but anyway, they had like a 7.4 heavy. I think they've got a 7 foot heavy. So there's an option for $80, and I've actually been using this year, which will be the next video coming out Monday. is a casting rod that I got from 13 Fishing, I think 2 years ago, and used it like
Ooh.
once last year and forgot about it. It is the 13 Fishing Fate Black that I got on sale. It does not look like they're on sale right now, unfortunately. But I think I got it for like $60. Yeah, the regular 80. It's a 7.4 heavy right here. 3/8 rated up to 1.5 ounces, and that's what you're usually going to find. I just like something with kind of a soft tip. This one says extra fast, but I would say it's more of like your fast-ish. It's got a decent tip on it. But something like that. You don't need something crazy expensive. Those are a couple that I've used, and then I used the Lose, the $80 Lose, 2 years ago. I mean, you could look at like the Dobbins Fury. I know Omnia just had some Dobbins rods on sale. American Legacy Fishing has the used section. I bought a bunch of stuff from them. The Corrado G that I was talking about, I bought from American Legacy. This is an E, but I bought from American Legacy on sale. They had one. Super good deals over there. The Lose one is the
I
$80
will
rod.
I will say it's a $99 rod, the Abu Garcia Jordan Lee casting rod. I'm using that as it was a makeshift fill-in jig rod that I haven't really been able to let go of. I really like that one. And it's $99.95 on Tackle Warehouse.
Yeah, this Lose Speed Stick, I need to do a review on it. It worked actually really, really good for a frog rod. The only problem I had was this. I had taken it on and off a few times, like switching reels, and this cork like broke in half where it was put together.
It like let go, right? Like
It just like came unglued. I could have re-glued it, but I just tore it off. Like it didn't really matter to me. It just like cut in half. But the rest of the rod held up extremely well, and I really liked it. And I think it was a 7.4 as well, so up to 1.5 ounces, and it's more your fast, and it was kind of soft. So if you like a little bit softer rod, that was a good one. So there's some options. Budget a frog rod, to me, you don't need to go spending a ton of money. I got one of the Kistler KLXs, which was like $250, but it's going to kind of be a multi-purpose. So I mean, you can go as expensive as you want, but I don't think you need
this is the same me that I've been before. I want to put a frog rod in my hands and I want to feel it because there's a big difference between a frog rod from one company to the next. Debo, you know the one frog rod I had that was literally it was a broomstick
the
and it
Shields
was
one. Yeah,
it was the worst thing that I had ever tried to cast before in my life. If
yeah,
you didn't
it was past stiff.
a smidgen, just a smidgen past.
Westfall, good stuff, man. Yeah, you've been killing it this year, brother. He was getting some good ones on the chatterbait. Yeah, dude. Every time I see you posting, I'm like, why in the hell aren't I fishing out there with you? Because yeah, you've had a good year, man. Mike,
How annoyed were you with me today, Devo, when I kept saying, "Oh, there's a tree pounder over there. Try to get him, get him," and it
yeah.
was
Then I'd
literally
walk
a
over and he's like, look, it's a branch, a tree pounder. Get it? And I'm like, I literally wasted my time walking over here and listening to you, jerk.
it's a tree pounder. You could have listened and heard me, but sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
He mumbles. Randy mumbles like 3/4 of the day, and I feel like I say what to you about 800 times when we're fishing. What?
Just and
What?
Debo
What?
likes to look at you in the eyes, and then he'll answer you as he's turning around, facing a 70-mile-an-hour face wind, and hey, and he's got a hood up and the whole nine. And
Yeah.
hey, do
Michael,
you want to go?
what do you think of the ribbit toad with the double hooks? Man, so I've my dude Carter, I haven't talked to Carter in a minute. I need to hit him up, but he is a huge fan of the ribbit Stanley ribbit toad. Do I have any here? Actually, hold on.
Yeah, which one? Which one are those? Is it? I mean,
Actually, this one. I do have one from the last time I was talking frog stuff. So Carter freaking loves this thing, and I've seen him watched him lose a 6 or 7 pounder on one of these, no doubt. Grinder of a day, and we only had a couple bites, but this is the one I'm talking about. It's the ribbit top toad. So I don't know if this is the one you're talking about. There's also the ribbit toad, which is a hard body. This is This is a hollow body. See if you can see there. It's got the pee hole in the back where you squeeze it out, but it's like a hollow body frog, but it's a soft plastic toad, and then it's got like a little 1/16 ounce weight to make sure it always runs belly down. And I've had luck. Like, I feel like my hookup is not the best on it. I think what you're talking about is like, I don't think I have any of the Stanley rivets around me, but I do have actually some of these.
Are those the hard body or the solid ones that you're talking about?
These are this is the horny toad type, but Berkeley's actually got a couple of these out now. The new HD colors, which look pretty sick. This is the HD bullfrog. I forget what the other. This is called the Buzz and Speed toad. So this looks like basically just like a horny toad from Zoom, but it's got like the little feet like this, and then they've also got the ones that have the Stanley like ribbit feet like these on it. Berkeley also has these with like these feet. I forget what they're called. We could look on Tackle Warehouse, but yeah, these things look pretty sick. I have had good luck with these. I don't fish them as much as like a regular frog, just because when you stop them, they sink. So that's kind of why I like and tend to go to a hollow body frog, just like one of these. Whoops, not with my crankbait on it, but like a hollow body frog like that.
Nope, that's perfect.
But they do work. I know a lot of people like them better than like a regular frog that you have to work, because you just cast them and reel them. It's just like, kind of a fast buzz bait. So
those are really, those topwater, the solid plastic body frogs. So that's really kind of how I got into, topwater fishing outside of like a hula popper or like a buzz bait, is those Strike King, type of frogs, or the Strike
the
King
rage
shad.
toads.
Yep, something like that, where you just, cast and reel, cast and reel, cast and reel, and that really got it into me. The whole idea and concept
Yeah,
of
you fish those a lot more than I do. You fish like the
yeah.
rage toad specifically. I see you fish that
I
quite a bit.
actually fished one the other night when we were out. I do have to say I like the culprit, and what's it, the Incredi
The Incredi
frogs.
frog.
Yeah, just because
Yeah,
those things don't
we'll
ever
show
skip
this.
leg day.
Yeah, they don't miss leg day ever. So this is the what we're talking about. Yeah, if you want another one, who was that asked that? Do I still have it up? Michael.
Yeah.
I'm glad Randy brought that up. I had really good luck on the culprit and Incredi frog. I still don't think the hookup is as good as like a regular hollow body frog, but this thing does make a really, really good commotion in the water, and it holds
And
up well
so
because it's good
with
plastic.
those, you're just running like a EWG or something like that with a for the hook. Have you ever tried those, the double
That's what I use.
scary
I don't use a
trocar
single.
frog hooks? Oh,
Yep.
you don't
Yeah,
use
I
the
don't use a
doubles, huh?
single. No, I use the doubles. I don't use a single. So this is what they're made for. So if you look in the middle, for anybody that hasn't used these, they have a deal on the top or bottom, I guess, however you want to rig it. I guess this is the top of it. This would be where the hook goes up in. But I suppose you could put the hook up in there, or just, put your regular hook on. And they're meant to have just one, like an owner beast hook, like a belly weighted, keel weighted hook. But I get these. I think I've still got some over here. There's different brands that sell them. Yeah, so these are the ribbit. These are the extra ones that they sell. But these are the ones that I run with my. If I can get this out. Hiya. These are the ones that I run. Let me go back to me solo layout. These are the ones that I run. So you can get these. This is the ribbit brand, but Berkeley makes them. There's a whole bunch of people that make them, and this has got the double hook on it. So when you hook it up, you just put this in like each one of the, it'd be essentially like the thighs of the frog. And you've got the ploppy feet back here, and this gives you at least 2 hooks. I prefer this. I like the ones with the weight. I think it's a 16th. Oh, this is an 8th. So it's got an 1/8 ounce weight. So it's not going to float like if you ran a weightless hook. These, obviously this will sink, but this will guarantee that every time it's always belly down for you. So
Yeah,
I like
I
those.
know.
I prefer those over the double.
I know I had picked
Or
up
the single.
some similar ones of those, but they're the trocar ones, and
Hmm.
they
Yep.
always scare me. I don't even want to like try to take them
Sure.
out of the the terminal box, but
Yeah,
they're
man.
not
Trokers
weighted though
are.
either, and they
Yeah,
don't
they
have
sell
a
both.
nose
Yeah.
a nose screw. So
Yep, they
all
sell
things
both.
I can add, but
Well, you have to be careful because some of them are not set up. Some of them, I think, are horizontal. Where am I at here? Some of them are
There you go.
horizontal. If you want to put the screw on, just be careful of what kind of line tie it has to see if you can get it on or not. Because some of them, the
Sure.
line tie is like underneath where it doesn't work. So, let's see. What else do we have? Let's get Dizzle back up here. Did Debo give you your stickers and other items? Endstone, dude, Endstone. Oh, I just skipped ahead. Endstone, I got your package. Actually, that's another video that's pending. I got part of it filmed. And where are we at? Damn it, I hate it when it does this. I don't know where I was at. There we go. Where are we?
Where are you?
There we go. Endstone sent me a box of goodies. Endstone, you sent me some damn good goodies. I'm excited to do that one. There are some stickers in there for you, Randall. And I have not seen Mike on tonight, but Mike sent a super special package. I was going to try to give Randy one of the stickers today. You'll find out why later. He sent me some super special, awesome stickers. He said he couldn't let those burly boys be getting the better of the sticker game. So, which they just released their new, like, what is it? Flip around and find out. Their new stickers are pretty sick looking.
Yeah, that one
seen
is
those?
pretty kind of awesome.
It's pretty sick, yeah. Ooh, fishing fish. Fishing fix. I smacked a nice 20-inch in the buzzbait last week. I tried, man. I tried throwing the buzzbait today, and I had one blow up on it, and that was it. For like, I threw it for, I don't know, probably 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
So real quick side note, side topic here. When, this goes out for everybody and, chime in as you wish, but personally, I'm a type of person that when I say I go out and I catch a fish, I caught, 6 half-pounders today. I'm not a length type of guy. I'm always like a poundage. Are you one way or another, Debo? I know you've told me before, you're like, "Oh, like 19-incher," and I'm like, that means nothing to me. How much did it weigh? I know you can, kind of say a X inch is going to weigh a Y amount, but I don't know. For me, it's more the weight that is a little bit more important as long as it's a weighable fish as far as like a tournament or anything like that goes. But
That's the
just
tough
as
part because, like, if we go back to Shan, Shan the man O'Gorman, good dude, good friend of the channel, the aquatic biologist, Philip. I haven't seen Philip Cheek in here either. But anyway, Shan has the relative weight chart, which is like 20 plus
yep,
years of information, and it's got the quote unquote relative weight of what a bass should be for its length. So
right.
I'm just pulling numbers out of my butt. I don't remember, but let's say like 15 inches is a pound and a half relative weight. Well, you could measure a 15-incher, and that could be a football 3-pounder, or it could be a half pound 15-incher that's absolutely starved to death. So that's kind of the tough
Yep.
part about length is it can really vary. So it really just depends on, I guess, what your measurement of success is, weight or length.
Yeah, for me, it's always been that pounds number.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I've never been
sorry.
a measure either, which is funny because I only measure ice fishing stuff. Ice fishing, even if
Yeah,
I catch a bass, I only measure it. I don't weigh it because I'm always
yeah,
measuring gills and stuff,
right.
crappie.
And I mean that's a little bit different because
I guess
traditionally you're
panfish, really
keeping them.
any panfish, I'm always measuring length. I never do weight. Crappie,
I remember
bluegill.
I saw a fishing tournament on TV on the TV one day, and they did a specialty class or something like that. So the lake keeper minimum was, say it was 18 inches, and they had a category of biggest fish under 18 inches. And I want to say whoever won it, whatever year this was that I watched it, it was like a 7-pounder that was under 18 inches. And this thing
What?
literally it was thicker than
No.
it was long.
18-inch
Dude,
7, dude, that's not possible.
okay, here we go.
It was a bass?
Yes. No, it was a
Dude.
turtle.
Well, I didn't know if it was like one of those red ears or one of those whatever things these people are catching that weigh like this guy's personal best red ear is like bigger than my personal best bass. You see that big dude that caught that huge shell cracker that was like,
Who? What?
I don't know, some
It
dude
was,
like down in
say those
Alabama or
words
some
say
crap.
those words again. What did you say?
like a shell cracker, like a
Like any
what the
type
hell?
of brim type of
No,
bluegill-ish.
it's like what do we call them around here? Is it a red ear? Right? Is red ear shell
Oh,
cracker? I
okay.
think that's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
anyway. One of those big, huge, and it was like this big, like it was giant. I forget how much it weighed. It was the new record. Thing was
Hmm.
massive. Okay, Gramps, yeah, it was free fishing weekend here too, and you could certainly tell there was some people keeping every single fish that they caught. Me and Randy watched today. Pretty pathetic. Literally every single bass and everything they caught was going on the old stringer. Free fishing weekend means just keep everything.
No rules. Throw them out the door.
Jermaine said two smallies today. Yeah, man, smallies fight like heck. I don't fish the river much. Somebody asked, "Do you fish the river?" I don't do it enough. We have the Cedar River that runs here by me. I honestly don't do it enough. I went out with my buddy Brando on his boat last year. We caught a bunch of smallies, and I caught like they were pound and a halfers, but yeah, they're just a different breed.
Oh,
Like
they're
Randy says,
mean.
Randy likes to crank the river, and they're just a mean little breed of fish.
Yeah.
Oh, cottonwood. Yeah, Frank, cottonwood coming up the works. There's nothing more fun than frog fishing with the old cottonwood out. Oh my gosh, Steven, getting eaten by gnats. I'm dying. Dude, we went to a lake and any sort of moist orifice they could find to get in on your body, eyes, ears, nose. Dude, it was just swarms of them.
So
I mean, like, it was so bad.
they got this spray, this little
Disgusting.
spritz, and it's like a vanilla lavender, not like a
Bug
bug spray.
soother?
It's like, yeah, it's bug soother. So it's like
That's an
natural,
Iowa
but
thing. You know about bug
it's got
soothers?
a
You live in Iowa?
it's got a really natural like smell to it.
Smells
And
good.
I was just like just all around my ears and my face, my eyes, my nose because they were dive bombing you. And I'm just like, get oh, I don't even want to talk about it. What else are we talking about here?
Liza, yeah, said swimming a worm, deadly in Florida. Dude, I know that's more of a southern thing, but we used to swim worms all the time, like a cut tail worm. It's just such a finesse way to like swim a moving bait. Absolutely. I feel like that's more of an old school thing and or like a southern Florida grassy thing, but yeah, get your mind out of the Guggen Dizzle. Come on, old Googie Dizzle. Googie Dizzle. I will say I kind of got to stick up for Guggens on one thing because I did in a recent order because my buddy Nick was showing a color, and I am not a Guggen like diehard fan. Like it seems like you have to love everything Guggen or absolutely hate Guggens. Uh, I'm not really necessarily a fan of the Bandito bug. I think there's other like creature baits with the flappy things that I like better, but this color they nailed it. There's not very many people that do the green pumpkin purple or a green pumpkin, like even a June bug. Like there's more companies that do that. We'll do like this kind of June bug with a green pumpkin, half and half. They freaking nailed this color. I don't care what y'all say. And I bought a
Are
couple
you
packs
trying to
of these.
share something right now?
Oh crap! Yes.
Ba-dum,
Here.
ba-dum,
Dang it. Thank you,
ba-dum.
Randall. Yeah, this color here. What do they call it? Green pumpkin purple. They freaking nailed it. So this is what I was talking about. There's companies that do like the June bug green pumpkin, but this one is absolutely tasty as all get out. Nick made some stick baits that'll also be on the next unboxing. Nick, I'm sorry it's taken so long. But he made me some stick baits that were like a purple green pumpkin that look kind of like this that are absolutely delicious.
Do you have
Yeah, the old googies.
go to Strike King and you're
Actually, I did. Hold
looking.
on, I've got. Let me share
Oh,
here. What do you
okay.
want?
Yeah.
What do you want
No,
on Strike King?
God, what it's like the nuke, but it's
I
Strike King's
knew it.
version.
So
I'm
you
just
actually
saying,
had
I
no. I
like the Strike King version of these. I don't.
oh no, you don't. Yeah, I know you like the Googie version
I
better, but he tries to sell
I've
me on the other version.
I've never
Um,
seen a Googie version. I
you
mean,
had
I've looked just to see.
you
I
put
don't
the
have
Googie ones
any.
in a Strike King thing just so you could pretend like that. I saw
Oh
that it said
my
Guggen
God.
on them though.
It's the Rage Punch Bug. And
I might have.
Gramps, if Gramps is still in here, there's no Cox juice needed on these. It's just throw it as is on a hook. You're good to go.
That won't focus, but this is the Strike King Rage Punch Bug Black and Blue Swirl. I saw Randy throwing these, and I don't think these are new. I think they're maybe
No, they're not. I
newer.
don't think they are. I mean, they
I
are
haven't used them.
newer.
So I picked up some of these in black and blue. They had them on sale over at Omnia. They had creature baits on sale. I grabbed a couple things of missile bait D-bombs. These things are pretty sweet. So they call it the punch bug. It's got like kind of like the D-bomb.
What
That
did you say?
camera
You went
sucks. It
black and
really
blue?
does. I get the black and blue swirl, yeah. It's got like the, what do you call these? The like
It's like
ridges
a
or whatever.
ridge. It's what is the God, the Lake Fork makes them, and then or what's the Lake Fork?
It looks like
I
a
know.
D-bomb, like a missile baits D-bomb. It's
Yeah,
got
yeah,
those like this part and the middle is skinnier, so it's got these like little ridges, and then it's just got your claws. So that's literally all it is. I guess that shows it better. So it's for punching. But yeah, you've been throwing it a lot. I kind of like the look of it, around grass and stuff. It's got that round top, so your worm weight will fit on top of there.
yeah. Hold
Cool.
on
I
one
picked up a
second.
couple of those from seeing you throw them. And that coffee scent, nobody beats the smell of the coffee scent as far as being a pleasurable smell. So yeah, the what are they called? Rage Punch Bug. I got some of those to try. Oh, let's see. What else do we have here? New favorite 10-inch worm, Savage Gear Razorback. FTSE says Savage Gear Razorback worm, but my go-to is the 12-inch Zumo monster. Yep, I love the 10-inch Zumo monster as well. I don't think they make it in gooseberry. It's called the purple one's the one I like. I forget what it's called, or they're black and blue. Blueberry, maybe. I should probably share here. Let's see. Let's go to Zoom real quick. So if you're looking for big worms, summer is big worming. We're not super hot here yet where I'm going to the big worm, but the Zoom Old Monster 10-inch, 12-inch. I personally like the 10-inch. Just depends where you're at. If you're confident you're going to be catching them big, crazy monsters, you go the old 12-inch. But wait, there's a 10-inch Old Monster, right? Am I going insane? Oh, 10.5 inch is what it is. Yeah, 10.5 inch. And it's the black grape is number one that I like because they don't make gooseberry in this color. Zoom Gooseberry, Mr. N Stone, my guy. When I opened that up and saw all those gooseberry goodies, I didn't even know they made it in half those things. Candy Bug is close. That's another one I like. And then there's one I think they call Blueberry, which is like their black and blue. No, did I miss it? Blueberry, there it is. Yeah, which is just their version of like a black and blue. I like all those. I like a dark color usually if I'm throwing a bigger worm because it's usually going to be in dirtier water, big profile, just kind of gives it a big outline. But I've also caught them on. I had a whole bunch of those Bass Pro 10 or 10.5 inch. They were a green pumpkin with like purple and silver, I want to say. Something like weird. Those things were absolute crushers. Weird color, one off. What else were we talking about? Oh, the Savage Gear Razorback. I've never even heard of this. Let's look at it. Let's look at this. Savage Gear. I also want to try one of these reels.
Which ones?
These reels are pretty sweet. The new Savage Gear reels. Nick was talking about those. We had them on. Nick, the Informative Fisherman. If you guys missed that, guys and gals missed that live, check it out. That was an awesome live with Nick. Ton of info. Super nice dude. That was the first time I'd ever got to talk to him. Like really, really talk to him in person. Let's see. Where are the worms? I should have just typed in Razorback, I feel.
Where are the worms at?
Savage Gear Razorback worm. Oh my gosh, dude. These are like the old school worms that I used to have that had the little ridges. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Those have the like the backward ridge, like the pocket rocket from Reaction Innovations.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was trying to think of
here?
earlier. The pocket rocket. Dang, let's get back into some sugar draws, Debo.
I'm not a big peanut butter and jelly fan. I know a lot of people have success with it. I really don't.
What are you just like a straight peanut butter guy or what? Straight jelly?
Are we talking food? Yeah, I don't know what color I go with.
Oh,
I guess the regular black and blue is what I go with on those.
we're talking color. Gotcha. Colors. Gotcha. Not food.
I want to throw sprayed grass more. I feel like sprayed grass is kind of a hidden secret.
What's the new one that's like the chartreuse color with
Mm.
the black kind of the black speckles in it or the darker speckles in it? Have you seen a lot of those recently?
Chartreuse pepper, is that what it would be? Like a chartreuse with the black, the
Yeah,
chartreuse
something,
pepper kind of?
but the chartreuse is a little bit more chartreusey, if you will. It's
Julie's
like a
been catching all the
really,
old monster.
really bright. You should get some gulp saltwater pellet crabs and try to get those to get
Did you see
something to bite
Nick
on one
said
of
free
those.
rig is a dang myth?
Yeah,
Mm,
let's not talk
mm.
about that character over there, up there, I should say.
Johnny Granville says, thanks for the reminder, YouTube, 20 minutes after the start. Yeah, you have to hit like the set a reminder. I notice I get that too. Like it's not on time. It's just,
Oh,
hey, here we
Randall
go.
Pink Floyd, lemon pepper
That's what
is
it's
the
called?
color. Yeah,
Really?
that's what I've seen it in quite a bit.
Yeah, Randall Pink Floyd said, oh my God, am I really that far behind? It's at 7:53 is where I'm at, and it's 8:34.
Oh Lord, you are
Holy
a little
crap.
bit
We are an
behind.
hour in. All right, we're going to do a giveaway here quick. I can't believe how do I get this far behind? Y'all kill me in the comments. I love it. Most people fish deep are from Great Lake area. Yeah, that's the other thing I noticed too, Mike. You have a bunch of people. I feel like it's split. You have like the deep water reservoir guys, or like those big clear water lakes, like that are really good at that stuff that grow up on it, with graphs and the electronics. And then it seems like you have like the more southern power fishermen, and I kind of fall in with those southern power fishermen as my deal. Let's see. Yeah, so fish too much. Said my shallow fish are spooky right now. Yep, probably garden beds, just getting off beds. Where are you at? Let's see, are you north? Are you in like Minnesota, Michigan? Let's see if he's still on. That'd be interesting to see. Creek and Trails, he was talking about Coosa River. Let's see. I'm going to try to zip through some of these and see if we get any good comments that I can answer. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go ahead. I hate skipping all this because there's so much good stuff in here.
Yeah, I'm just running through as well, trying to get away.
Brennan's in here. What's up, Brennan? Hey, Brennan, I owe you a text. How much time do you need ahead of time for the crew next week? Is next week too soon? Otherwise, I think we might have to go August. So, we're talking bait stuff here. Brennan is over at Do It. Good chap. Hopefully, I can get out with him on the boat this year.
Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing is he talked about the Iowa humidity. The crazy thing is it's
Oh,
because of all the dang corn and the soybeans and
that's what he was saying. Yeah,
that's
old
insane to think.
farm country.
Insane. Burn down all
Gramps,
the
Dobbins
crops, make it
Maverick.
cooler. Kidding, don't
Global
do
warming,
that.
warm up the crops. So the Dobbins Maverick, yeah, I have a Dobbins Maverick Gramps I bought over at American Legacy when they had their sale. It is not down here, I don't think, but it's a crankbait stick. Oh, I do. Oh, is that it? Yeah, hold on. Sorry, y'all see my butt crack.
Nobody
I
complained,
put on a belt
Debo.
today.
Don't worry. Huh?
I saved that for my OnlyFans. Whoops. Oh my gosh.
OnlyFans.
Oh no, and I have knocked over the. Oh my gosh. Daggum stream fall apart for not. Oh, the hell's happening?
Did you just fall
Knock
down
this.
like you
I
did?
know I knocked over my
You
whiteboard.
kept
partially.
drinking from all day long today, didn't you?
I haven't
swear to
drank at
God.
all today, and
Like,
yeah, I
I was
about
like,
fell 1,000 times today off the rocks.
at least, like, simple things. He's just standing there, and all of a sudden I look away and I throw a cast, and the next thing you hear is just pop, pop, splash, splash. And I was like,
Oh
oh,
my gosh,
well,
what did I
I
do to
don't know
my
what
mic?
happened here. What are you doing? Get out of here.
I don't know what I did to my mic. Now it's all jacked up. Okay, anyway, well, that turned sour real quick. Dobbins Maverick, yeah, I have really liked it. So this is their new kind of budget line, kind of in the middle. So the Fury was $100 rod for a long time, and then it went up like $20. I think just because it was such a good seller. I think Gary said that there was a very, very low profit margin on that for the longest time, and they were just kind of shooting themselves in the foot. So I'm not mad at him for bumping that up to $120. The Fury is worth every bit of $120. Whoops, all I can see was that. So this is the Maverick line, white and blue Dobbins. So it's there, I want to say right at $99 now. So between the Colt, right, or $80. Hell, I don't know. Let's look. The Colt was like a $70 rod, and I like that one too. Gary was talking about that was a really good budget rod. Now it's stuck on my shirt. And I had that for a long time. I caught my Whopper Plopper 6-pounder on that Chapo 6-pounder. That's been like what, 4 years ago now. Yeah, hiccuping.
Whatever happened to that one?
Yeah, and then I was gonna say, and then old Dizzle borrow/inherited it, which is
kind of like that one reeling.
Yes, I do.
Where's that whiteboard? What's on that whiteboard? Anything? Is there anything on that?
Here. I'll mark it. Lose Custom Pro 2. Let's put it here so everybody can see it. Y'all have to be my accountability buddies here.
Lose Custom Pro 2, super scuffed up, definitely used.
To review. So the reason we say that is I've borrowed Randy's for, well, he still hasn't used it all year because he gave it to me when it was still cold and snowy out. I was going to do the review quick because I got the new Lose Custom Pro 2.
Wait, no, that was was it last year or was it a year and a half ago?
No,
I want to say it was in the middle of, because you gave me a different Lose to use during that time.
I gave you the Concept Z, the new Concept Z that I had to use, and then you used it for a while and then gave it back, and you're like, oh, it's okay, you'll have it back to me in no time. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll have it back to you.
Yeah, fishing the Southeast, it's kind of like one of those things where I have to continue to remind him. It's,
I used to get hit in the head a lot in the mid 2000s, the 2010s, and it's messed. Whoops! I just looked at the white and blue, and that's not it. Maverick. Let's see.
Oh my God, what's going on here?
Yeah, $99. So sweet rod. I've liked it so far. I think it's worth the $99. I've only used the one version. Mine is the 7 foot 1/4 to 1 ounce medium heavy moderate fast. For what do they say it's for here? Oh, they don't put the uses on it anymore. But mine's a crank and stick. Which one did I say? 1/4 to 1 ounce. No, that's not it. Medium heavy. I don't think they have it on here. It's like that one, medium heavy cranking. That's it. But this says 1/4 to 1 ounce, and this says 1/4 to 3 ounce. I think that's wrong because this is it. Moderate fast, 7 foot, medium heavy cranking, CB cranking. And I like it. I like it a lot. I'm a big fan of the Dobbins stuff. If y'all haven't watched that live, go check it out. I think I just said that, but yeah, I mean, like that, I gained a ton of respect for Gary Dobbins. He gave the whys behind the stuff, and he was like, I didn't feel he was trying to sell you on the stuff. Of course, he's going to try to because it's his rods and stuff, but I didn't feel like that. He was just like, here's what I've done. Here's how I did it. If you like it, great. If you don't, it's all right. You can go try something else. Okay. Holy crap. I am way behind. Henry Fishing, Philly. Signed up with Monster Bass after your feature the other week. Picked up the DEBO'S 2 and look forward to trying them out. Thanks for the show. Well, thank you very much, brother. I appreciate that. Yeah, the proceeds from the DEBO'S go to a cancer research fund, which hits very close to home, one that I picked. So I appreciate that. I need to put that out there more. I keep forgetting about it. They never told me that they switched to selling those individually. And I wish they would have told me because I would have promoted that more. But they do have those out there on the Monster Bass site. You can get the DEBO'S in the special colors that we picked up or that we put together. So I appreciate you picking some of those up.
Hey, Debo, Patriot 9819.
I'm gonna have to skip ahead. I'm so far behind, and we need to do a giveaway too. So,
and this is kind of in your wheelhouse, but he asks tips on walking a frog. This is totally him. I don't want to get any tips from you myself. This is his question, not something I also wanted to ask you about. Just saying. Go ahead.
And what was it? Patriot at?
It's Patriot 9819 at 841.
Oh, just tips on walking a frog. Yeah. Just like walking anything else, man. Slack line, short pops, And when you've got your rod like pointed somewhere, just keep your rod pointed there after you pop it. So slack line, so you don't want like a straight line. You want it, where it's like kind of curved. You've got slack in it, and you're gonna pop and bring your rod tip back. So pop, 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 and point back at it. I'll see some people like try to drag their rod tip. That's not gonna walk it. You'll get a couple out of it, but boom, 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 and point back to where you were pointing like kind of at your lure almost. Ding, 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 and just
And
work it off.
some frogs
Slack
aren't
line.
going to walk as aggressively as what others are as well, just because of the makeup of the frog.
Some walk easier, yep, and some will have more of a like a splooshing pop to it, whereas some are more subtle. Some will tend to kind of like dip under as you walk it, whereas some will kind of stay
Yep.
on top more. It just kind of depends on the frog, but you can
Like
walk any frog.
the V of the belly kind of goes into it too, as to how kind of easy it is, right? Or is that more difficult?
Sure, probably. Um, I guess I don't know which is which, but
Yeah.
yeah, some definitely walk easier than others, but
Anyway, he thanks you for that response to his question, not mine
yeah, for sure,
whatsoever.
man. All right, let's see. Let's pick a winner. We have 250 people in here. Damn, you all surprised me. I mean, literally two dorks in Iowa who just like to fish talking about
Whoa,
fishing at
whoa,
250
whoa.
people that 240 now that
One
they said that.
one dork and one nerd. They
Oh yeah.
decide who's who.
Okay. Let's see. Let's do a giveaway. It's just going to be a random mix of things. I'll try to throw some good summer lure picks in there for you. Giveaway. This is the broadcast, and it's going to be this. Let's see if anybody guessed it. Nope, nobody yet. I always crack up at the times when I go to put the giveaway, and it's already like eight submissions. People have already like guessed what I'm going to put in there. That always cracks me up.
DEBO'S hashtag is sore shoulder from jerking all day.
Yeah, sore shoulder
Jerk bait all day.
from jerking it all frickin' day. And it was so much fun though. I don't care. I don't care that they were small fish. People can judge me. It was a lure that I painted. Whoops, I should share here. Lure that I painted. That makes it that much more fun. The Do It Blank. I don't know if Brennan's still on, but it was a nice Do It Blank. One that I actually saved from ones that I had sent over to Brennan. Let's see. Why is this not working? Oh, stop sharing, share screen, share tab. It always makes it feel like it's the first time I've done this. Hashtag summer. So if you would like to be entered in the giveaway, oh, somebody got it. I had one enter in there. Hashtag summer. Who got it? I feel like Westfall. Dang, dude. On it. Westfall. I feel like I need to send you a separate package.
Oh yeah.
Checking it out. No, I don't. You've been out fishing me so bad this year. You've destroyed my ego. I'm not sending you anything. I'm kidding. Maybe I'll pick you.
A one time entry is perfectly the only thing you should do. Not acceptable, but the only thing you should do. Yeah.
Yeah, it picks out the duplicates.
What? And this is the point in time when I go in there and put it in 6 times to be funny.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, hashtag summer if you want to be entered. I'll pick like $50 worth of stuff. We're going to what's going on in here? Am I getting spammed by stuff? They sent Telegram page as Debo too.
Yeah, I mean, there for some reason there's been a lot more extracurricular individuals in the chat this evening. I've gotten some, Gramps has gotten some. It's weird. It's like a ebb and flow. They come and they go, and I don't know. It's weird.
Well, thank you guys for keeping on top of it. I finally got some mods picked out and put in here because I appreciate the people who always watch, who always support, people that have supported me not only in the YouTube but outside of YouTube as well. Gramps, Rich, of course, Mr. Dizzle.
Yeah, I really need to figure out how to get my head. I need to talk to you, Devo, to get my earbuds connected with my webcam, so I don't have to look at the computer while my phone is here and my TV's back here, and it just looks all weird.
I don't know about that, dude. I couldn't even get Bluetooth headphones to work on my computer. It took me forever to figure that out. So, um,
Whatever.
Henry Fishing Philly says dorks, nerds equal undercover pros. Dude, I am as far from a pro as you could ever wish for. I would get destroyed in any sort of pro fishing tournament. But I am a gear nerd. That's okay. So here's one thing that kind of, you want to know what grinds my gears? It doesn't really
Oh, I
grind
got
my
one
gears.
right after this. Go for
Okay.
it.
So this is kind of a funny thing. I was watching a top level pro, like top level pro, talk about gear, and this individual had no idea on like half the features of this reel, components, like how the stuff worked, and like you'll see this at ICAST. I feel like it's funny when some of the pros go to the booths, and I know their job is not to know the gear. Like they go out and fish, that's their deal. Like they don't need to know it because listen, I'm out fishing with it. I'm making hundreds of thousands more than you, Debo. I get it. But as a company, you'd think you'd like go over that stuff with them because I was just kind of chuckling. I am a
At
gear
least some
nerd.
talking
Doesn't make me,
points.
yeah, like it doesn't make me better than them, but they're like, man, this is a really good reel. It's cast really good and it's nice and
Down
it's
to the
got
back
these
end.
kind of things on it. And it's like, well, none of that was even right, but okay, interesting.
Hug it and chuck it.
I don't know. It just kind of makes me chuckle when I see that stuff. But like I said, I know their job is to go out and fish. They would slap me silly in a fishing tournament, and they'd be like, "Hey, does it matter what this reel's made out of or any of this? I just caught 17,000 more 5-pounders, and you idiot!" And then they kick me in the junk and push me in. So take it for what you
Yeah.
got. What grinds your gears, Randall?
What grinds my gears is as of what was it, the early early May, let's call it the early teens of May, so like 13th, 14th, 15th, somewhere around there. The old Taco Bell came back with a Mexican pizza, and it was here for 3 or 4 days, and then they sold out and took it off of their menus already. That really kind of annoys me.
You were
The
telling me about this
Mexican
freaking pizza the other day. This must have really
this
upset you.
this
I'd
Taco
never even
Bell
heard of this
Mexican
thing,
pizza
taco
was
pizza or whatever.
probably one of the better things they ever had on the menu. And then one day it was just gone. And then they're like they teased it and teased it and teased it. And then all of a sudden I I got the Taco Bell app. Don't judge me. But on there I got a alert and they're like, "Hey, you want to advance? You want to taste? You want a real quick buy-in here?" So I get a couple and I'm like, "Okay, perfect." Couple days later, I go back in there. I was like, "Man, I'm really feeling a Mexican pizza right now." And they're like,
Right.
"That's cute." They're all gone.
Brian Van and Jeff Elliott. You have to do a hashtag summer real quick. Sorry to cut you off, Randy. I just wanted to make sure
No
they got
worries.
theirs in. I've seen Jeff do it, and Brian Van. You just have to do hashtag summer. So
Summer.
like Justin did,
No
hashtag or
spaces. Just
pound sign. Yeah, summer. So you have to have that at the front of it for the giveaway tool to grab it. I know I put in there summer, but it already puts the hashtag in. That's how it counts it and grabs it. So if you typed in just summer, just do hashtag summer for me real quick. I want to make sure everybody gets an equal chance. We'll grab a winner here. I'm going to take a couple questions or at least a question to give people time. How many are we up to? 118 is all. We've got 270 people watching and only 118 people want my tackle. That's fine. If you don't want a $50 box of goodies, I guess less entries equals more of a chance to win, right?
it's probably like six
Let's see where are we at. There we
frogs
go.
and some drop shots or
I'm gonna
something
send you
going new
$50
these
worth of
days.
frogs and some stupid drop shot weights. Let's see. I joke. It's a love-hate relationship with the old drop shot for me. Okay, do we have any good questions? If you can, leave us a question. Let's have some fun for the last. We're at an hour 18. I'll pick a winner. We've still got 270 people watching, which absolutely blows me away. And then we're just gonna have some fun and answer some questions and hang out for a little bit, and then we'll get out of here. A little Saturday night fun. Um, Chris got in here late and said, "Have we ragged on Dizzle for his love of all things Googie yet?" Chris is an Iowa guy. We hope to meet him and go fishing with him this. Actually, we will, Chris. We will for sure fish with you this year. I've got
Chris,
a painted bait for him.
I'll fish for you. I'll fish with you tomorrow if you want to. I mean, don't count on Debo. He's always late for things and showing up late.
Yeah, if you're gonna, that's fine. Go ahead and meet Randy and go fishing tomorrow, Chris. Just give him like an hour and a half time of when you actually want to be there, and then he'll be on time. So
Oh God, I should have kicked you in today. There was a point in time where I would just like it's one of those things, you see in the movie where they have like the premonition or whatever you want to call it, where it shows them doing like at one point in time, people, I saw myself just like, this is Sparta, kind of with love though at the same time, just you know.
Yeah, I love you too, brother. That doesn't sound very loving, but hey, listen, N Stone actually had the exact same thought when you were explaining to me the other night. I'm like, I've never heard of this Taco Bell pizza or whatever. He said Dizzle is a hard shell taco with extra steps. I'm like, when Dizzle was explaining it to me, I'm like, yeah, it sounds like a soft shell taco with a hard shell taco inside wrapped up or something. Like,
Yeah, no, it's and nothing's wrapped up. It's way better than a hard shell taco. Just come on now.
I don't know. I'm not a Taco Bell fan. It's funny
Oh,
because I'm like Taco John's. I couldn't tell you the last time I had ate Taco John's
yeah.
prior to like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. Dad come up, mom and dad come up, and dad stopped and got Taco Bell for or Taco John's for everybody. We were gonna watch the Iowa game, and dude, it was so good. Their street tacos with the potato olays. I hadn't had those forever, dude. Freaking amazing! And so that's our game time thing now. Every game day, like if he can make it, if they can make it to come up now, we get Taco John's. It's like my game day thing now. It's super fun.
So I
Stupid, I know,
do
stupid, but fun.
super
Okay,
super
let's pick a
dumb,
winner.
totally stupid.
Shut up, Randy. Okay, we're at
Oh,
144. Let's get to 150 and we'll draw. 150 is a good
uh,
round number. 6 of you who haven't entered, hashtag summer. We'll pick a winner here.
Mr. Pink Floyd also brought up at 8:53 about clamshells. I actually went out the other day and I bought a
Clamshells.
garbage can with like a lid, just like in the garage, put it in the back of the garage, because I don't want to walk from one spot to the other with bags full of garbage. I just bought a garbage can and that's in there. So the last couple of nights, it's been my priority to try to organize stuff. If I were to take a picture of this, it would be 38 dozen clamshells and maybe a couple of barley pop cans in there. But oh my gosh, I hate clamshells.
Here's a good one. Creek and Trails. So we need 3 more people. 3 people that haven't entered. We got 272 people in here now. Y'all are crazy. We might hit 300 tonight. If you
Eesh.
haven't entered, oh, we need one more. One more. Can we hit 150? Creek and Trails said, Debo and Dizzle, how long do you guys spend on a piece of structure before moving on? I would say we just hit 150. Perfect. I would say it really depends on what sort of success I've had through the day and how confident I am in that piece of structure. So, like, if I've been catching every fish in like 6 to 10 feet of water on really big trees, like, not like there are so many flooded forest lakes around here by us, like old flooded forest that they just like man-made that they just cut them all
Dammed
down and
up and put
yeah,
water in it.
flood them up. Like 400, 500 acre lakes. And like some of them will just be so much like brush and wood. Like as you're going through, it's like it's monotonous of like, what the hell am I going to flip to? Uh, everything kind of looks the same. But like one that
Hmm.
we fish a lot, Dad and I have over the years, it's got like a creek channel running through it. And any sort of big tree just off that creek channel generally always holds a fish. So when we go to those, like we'll spend more time flipping and pitching at those bigger trees. Isolated trees is another big one. So like if
Yep.
you're going down a bank and there's a bunch of grass and then there's like a big stump or a big tree, like most of the time that's going to hold a fish. But if you're just going down like a monotonous bank of like random pieces of like kind of brush and stuff and you're not really getting bites, like to me it just really depends on what confidence I have in that piece of structure. So
It's kind of twofold for me.
hopefully that helps.
It's the structure, kind of how Debo was kind of talking, but personally for me, because I'm throwing a jig, I want to find some kind of rock that leads up to this tree or comes off of this tree or something like that. But it also, I get really stuck and I get, kind of pinpointed on if I get a bite or if I have a couple of bites on one section, I could spend all day there, just like you put Debo near. like some kind of water that is prime for frogging, he won't let you leave. He'll get out like the sledgehammer and the giant pin and the leg shackle and make sure that you can't walk away because he ain't getting away from frogging, where I'm the same way. If I get a bite in a spot and then I get another bite in a spot and I miss both of them, I'll spend hours there.
Okay, here's a good one we can grab. Ooh, there's another good one. Actually, we're gonna go in line. Okay, let's grab a winner real quick. We're at 160 entries. Y'all are crazy. Somebody said 100 bots up in here. I hope my numbers aren't inflated because there's so many bots watching Debo fishing tonight. The hell's the deal with all the bots? I can't see them on this. They don't show up on the StreamYard thing.
God, I wish it was me. That would have been.
Who do we
I've never even
got?
seen my name
Tom
in there.
Gross. Mr. Tom Gross. You're the
Congrats,
winner,
Tom.
brother. Good supporter. You're a member too, aren't you, Mr. Tom Gross? Mr. Tom Gross.
Tom,
Hold
if
on a
you want to
second.
put him.
Tom Gross. Why do I feel like Tom Gross? I know that name. Tom Gross. You didn't just win on the members, did you? I mean, if you did, I can't really.
Tom
Oh no, that was
Gross,
Jeff. Jeff
woohoo.
Elliott.
He's
Tom said
here.
something earlier. That must be where I see it. Yeah, he's here. He's a member. I
Yeah.
just saw Tom say something.
Yeah, he's here.
Where was it? I'm looking back. I'm
Tom,
not caught
hit
up.
Debo up on the old Instagrams.
Tom Gross said, I need more stuff earlier. That's where I saw the name. Well, Tom, you did get more stuff, brother. Let me know. Shoot me an email and just make sure that you please include your YouTube, like your screen. So I know it's you or like the bottom below where you can comment. Because I have had people too trying to email me, get free stuff that weren't winners. I don't know why people are doing that, but email me debosfishing@gmail.com with a screenshot of your YouTube and I will hook you up, my friend. Okay, so let's see. Let's get to some questions. We're still gonna have some fun here. We're at an hour and a half, and we got maybe 10, 15 minutes left. I'm down for some fun talking. We got 275 people in here still. This is awesome. Okay, Julie, favorite crawfish jigs. We're gonna hit some fire, this and that. Okay, so we're not gonna read in the questions too much, Randall. This or that.
Okay.
Favorite crawfish jigs. Mine's not a craw. I would say a Reaction Innovations Smalley Beaver, because generally I throw a finesse jig if we're talking like rock jigs. Swim jig I put in a different category. If we're talking like dragon jigs, finesse jig, Smalley Beaver I think is my go-to.
Yeah, I'm going with I don't even know what it's the Rage chunk. Rage
Menace
chunk. Yep.
Or
The real
Rage Craw chunk.
Yeah, Rage Craw Trunk. It's my go-to. They've come out with some new great colors this recently, last couple of years, so done and done.
Mr. Michael Diaz, how do you like the pompadour? Michael, did you send me the pompadour? Was that you that sent me the bluegill chartreuse one? Was that you, my friend? I get my people mixed up. I think it was actually Michael that sent that. Michael Diaz that sent me the Revo EXD or whatever it is, the black and purple to test out. Right? That was you, I think. I have fished the pompadour a little bit. I have not caught anything on it yet. I don't have a ton of confidence in those walking style baits yet, but it looks cool as heck. It makes a commotion. And I was actually talking to, I think that was last year or maybe the year before. It had to have been the year before because that lake is drained now. I was talking to a gentleman that said he was night fishing with a full size pompadour and caught a 7.5 pounder on one of my local lakes. So sounds like I need to throw out more at the dark time.
I was gonna say I don't have enough hair on the top of my head for a pompadour, so
I need to get that installed. I need to hit up Bobby
Gramps.
Roast Beef and figure out how to get that. Pike and tackle. Hey Debo, poppin' or walking frog? I am walking a frog all day long because as we were talking about earlier, walking a frog, if you do real sharp, quick turns when you're walking it, you can get that little spit, kind of like a popping frog. So I am a pointed nose because you can throw it in the muck. You can throw it in all the stuff. It comes through stuff better. If you walk it aggressive, you can get it to pop.
I would say 100% same because popping frog is a multi-use bait where a walk-in multi-use, pop-in singular use. Really, you just popping with it. It's really.
Chris, brother, it doesn't matter to me. This or that, flakier southern style biscuits, any sort of biscuits, as long as they got gravy on them, love them. I love biscuits, dude.
It's got to be
like the
good
flaky,
gravy though.
dude. Even Casey's
No,
biscuits and gravy, which are not that
it's
good,
got to
I
the
still love them.
gravy is the kicker for me. I mean, you can have a mediocre biscuit, but if your gravy is trash, then get out of here.
Benedetto, hopefully that's how you say it. Just picked up some 10-inch power worms and tequila sunrise. My friend, if you missed it, I did too, because I tell you what, they are fish catchers for sure. What else did I get in here? I got some more flukes. I don't know if people were wanting to know more about the order. I should just do an unboxing of this Omnia order. I got a couple colors that I have not tried in flukes. I was running really low on flukes. I don't throw them enough because I hate when they get all kinked up in the package. Is this one kinked up? See, that one's already kind of humpback, and I just took it out of the package.
User error.
That's the thing I don't like about flukes, but I know
Like
people say you can like lose them
I
on
don't
your
know where all
truck.
my
You can,
plastics are at.
I'm sorry,
I
friend.
got a tote somewhere that's got, I'm
What
gonna
is
open
this?
it up and it's gonna be like Pulp Fiction where they look in the briefcase. It's just gonna be like gold light shining onto my face, and it's gonna be all these plastics just in there that I've been looking for the last
This is some
8 months.
this is some bluegill flash. I didn't know they made this color. I'm pretty boring when it comes to flukes, like white, green pumpkin, and then Arkansas or Tennessee shiner is the absolute money color around here. And I've actually got a video coming up with the Tennessee shiner. That's one of my
Oh,
all-time
cool.
favorites.
Yeah,
Kind of like
let's.
the shiner color in the uh, Little Dipper, or this one is the Arkansas shiner. A little bit different. It's got like this dark brownish green top. A little bit different. Kind of a cool one.
You're
And then
kind
I
of a
got an
cool
old
one.
favorite. You're kind of cool, Dizzle. I like your hat, brother.
Yeah, it's
Looks
a
pretty
nice
fancy.
one.
This was an old favorite. This is the Glimmer Blue. This was an old favorite of Dad's in any sort of soft plastic. He used to throw this a lot, especially in like grubs. I know he threw a grub in this, but it's
What
like this
was
white kind of milky blue with pepper flakes in it, black flakes.
what was the one I was using the other night? That was the.
Bait. Is it bait fish
It
flash or
was
something?
something. It was some kind of
Shad,
flashy
something shad,
flashertons. I don't know.
flash and shad, and it didn't catch as much as my Tennessee shiner shad or whatever.
Didn't even come close.
Okay, what else do we have?
Mm,
Let's see. What else do we
oh
have
God, where'd it
for?
go? I didn't even scroll down. It jumped all the way down.
You need to come to
Dang
Texas
it.
and do a meetup, dude. I would love to fish Texas. I would love to fish Lake Fork. I know it's not like the best lake. There's all these secret, amazing lakes. What's the one where everybody's catching all the big ones? It's like, oh, anybody can go there and catch one. I still couldn't. Oh, I forget what it's called. Rich probably knows if he's in here. But anyway, yeah, dude, I would love to go fish Lake Fork. I don't know why. Like, I don't really have a bucket list, but Lake Fork is one that I've always just like wanted to fish.
Just
Um,
throw up the Tin Horse Monty at 901. I
Gabe's
don't
in
even
here.
know what
What's up,
I
Gabe?
don't even know what this is about, but this should be something you know about, and I just it sounds funny when I look at it.
Oh, hold on. We're gonna get there. This or that Whopper Plopper buzzbait. Man, I'm honestly still on the Whopper Plopper train. I think the Plopper or Chapo, um, not as durable as a Whopper Plopper, but it does have a different sound.
We just talked
I
about
like
it
it.
the other on the members live, the Bass Pro Shop double plopping, flipping, flopping,
The double plop.
whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I think it's a
That
gimmick,
would be
but
interesting. It probably is gimmicky, but it would be interesting to give it a shot. I want to hear what it sounds like as comparison to the other two.
I know you haven't put down that Guggen revolver, but that's still
I
cool.
don't even have a Guggen revolver.
MGW, DEBO'S fishing. What's the strangest non-bass thing you've caught while going for bass? Are we talking like inanimate objects, or are we talking about species? Um,
Animalia, living organism.
I did accidentally hook a great blue heron when Randy and I were out last year.
You did.
I cast it. I I was casting parallel to the shore, and I didn't even see it there, and it took off flying. And I was fishing I don't even remember what it was,
It
spinnerbait or
was a
something.
frog. I thought it was a frog.
Was it a frog? No, I was
I
casting and retrieving something. Anyway, the great blue heron took off, scared the crap out of me, and had its leg caught in my line. And I was like, it was pulling drag. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then finally it popped off. Like the lure popped off. It didn't break off on it. I was like, oh my God, can you imagine me trying to get a great blue heron out of my freaking line? And
That would have been amazing. I would
oh
have been, ugh,
gosh,
I would have
no, it wouldn't
recorded
have.
it and watched so much. I mean, I almost caught a barn owl one time. It definitely went for
Oh
my
yeah.
my hanging tree frog.
Randy slung the frog. I don't know how far. It looked like 80 yards and happened to hit this little branch. And he was bringing it up and he's like, hey, should I catch a dangle frog fish? Where like, remember Bama Bass back in the day? I used to watch a ton of Bama Bass stuff. I don't know if he still does videos, but he was a big frog fisher. And he'd call it like I think he called it the dangle frog, where he'd have like one dangling on a branch and these like bass would
Yeah.
come up and like porpoise out of the water and grab it. So I'm like, dude, I can't wait to do that one day. And I've still only like kind of done it once. But anyway, Randy was talking about that and then starts bringing it up this branch and this owl swoops out and tries to grab it. It was the
Just
craziest thing.
out of left field. And that was, I think that was one of those days where we're like, we probably should have never even gotten together this day because it seemed like it was lost lure after shenanigans after shenanigans.
Breaking up on me.
But
You still there?
oh yeah, oh hi, how's it going?
Oh yeah. I think it's my headphones. Sometimes they like kind of shut out. Okay, let's see. Where's Gabe's at? You said at 9:01. I'm
Yeah,
already
somewhere
behind
around
again.
there. Yeah, yep.
Chasing Gorditas, sticking with the Taco Bell theme here. What color pop are you confident in? I like a bone or like a like the old school baby bass, like a silver blackback. Actually, I got a couple of these in the new P71. I like this popper a lot.
What
I had one
is
of my buddies, one of my
what
subscribed fishing friends, actually retrieve one of these that I got stuck in a tree across the lake
oh
using his boat. He
he
risked
was
his
yeah,
life in his boat to get it for me.
totally just like beached his boat onto a bunch of rocks and I was like, Debo, why'd you make him go do that? And Debo was like, I didn't make him do anything and I was like, yeah, right, dude. I listened. I heard it.
Well, there's Gabe. Let's see. Evening Tin Horse. Does Randy really want clamshells?
No, I don't want clamshells.
He's teasing. He loves clamshells.
Oh my god.
Where's Gabe's at? Big Bass Professor.
Where
Did y'all catch bass live
9:01
today? Chick
p.m.
is being a little stingy. I have not got to watch it, dude. I'm really bad at watching that stuff like live. I kind of just like look up the results just to see like what they're catching. Um, yeah, I have not checked it at all. I think Alex Rudd said, is Chick going to be I think it was Baxter, sorry. Baxter Bateman said, is Chick going to be the next Kentucky Lake? Which, if it's going to be stingy, maybe. I don't know. Some bigs in there for sure, though. Let's see. You said it was at 9:01. What else do we have? 9 o'clock. Old Granddaddy Sweets in here. Tin Horse. Chicken fried steak is talking to him. If you're not doing it already, you got to fish it very slow. Check out Tactical Bass and videos on it. I don't know what that was. Oh, here we go. This is the one. Arbogast Jitterbug or Jitterbug cell phone. I
I don't know what
Jitterbug
the first
cell
one
phone
is,
is.
but I know you don't know. Okay, so you know what the first one is, and I know what the
So
second one is.
Arbogast Jitterbug is like your regular jitterbug from back in the day. You know, it had like the metal lip on it and it goes kind of like a miniature
Okay,
crawling bait. What's a
sure. And
Jitterbug
so
cell phone?
the Jitterbug cell phone is like they marketed it towards the elderly and it had like three pictures of like a house and a police officer and a fire department and it wait no sorry it was the one that had like giant buttons like this big on there. So it was like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and that's all it was. It's the Jitterbug. Come on, man. Get never mind.
I've heard of the Cricket, like the Cricket cell phone or whatever, or Cricket Wireless or whatever.
It's a Jitterbug.
I don't know. Yeah, so the Jitterbug, Arbogast Jitterbug would be my pick. I have no need for a cell phone with large numbers.
As of right now.
As of now,
Okay,
my
so I
eyesight keeps deteriorating. I look like a blind mole when I don't have glasses on anymore. I can barely
I
see, like to read.
I started typing in Jitterbug on Google, and it's like Jitterbug cell phone for seniors. These are the biggest numbers I've ever seen before in my life.
So that
Oh,
straight tail worm or curly tail worm, dude, I go in. Randy and I were talking about this. I go in ebbs and flows, up and downs of like baits that I get confident with, and then kind of put down. I would definitely say like a curly tail, ribbon tail worm for sure. But man, for a while there, like I had like shaky heads locked in my head. I was confident I could catch a fish on a shaky head anywhere, and I can't tell you the last time I've had good luck on a shaky head. Like, you go to Ned Rig or EWG Ned Rig or
so
curly
I
tail worm.
will. I'll go a little bit different from you on that. It's going to depend on the length of the worm that we're talking about. If it's if it's a curly tail, I want a shorter one because I'm not as confident like you are with throwing a bigger, like a 10-inch worm or something like that. So if it's a curly tail, I want something much shorter than that. I guess if it's if I have an option between like a 10-inch and then whatever inch with a straight non-curly tail, I'll go the non-curly tail because I just there's something about it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I get scared. I'm scared, okay? God, you made me say it. Whatever, jerk.
Dude, so hella Rich, I'm wondering about the bait fuel. Is this just a big sham and they're absolutely crushing people's wishes? So Punch Fishing, if y'all haven't checked him out, he's kind of more of like a high end gear review guy. Actually, I've never heard of him until he was on Fishing with Gramps. Seems like a really cool guy, into kind of some higher end gear and stuff, cool gear reviews. But anyway, he had a couple posts on Instagram today of like the bait fuel commercial, which I'd never even seen. I just heard about it and people talking about how it was supposed to be really good. And anyway, they're talking about it's like scientists in the shop, and all this and that. And like you can clearly see the guy in the lab coat like just took this out. It's like all fresh fold lines. And there was there was a diagram on the scientist's laptop that showed, I don't even remember, it was like not enough bait fuel, something about bait fuel, perfect amount of bait fuel with like all these bites, and then it was going down. He's like, this chart literally makes no sense. It was funny as hell, and I'm like, I'm kind of wondering. I
Who's
bought a bottle because everybody was saying it was so good and all this stuff, and um I used it the day I was trying the stupid tube, but I kept getting my tubes hung in the big chunk rock. That was the only day I tried it, so I don't know.
who did you
Hella
say that
bass.
was?
Punch Fishing. Let me see if I can find the post. But apparently there's a I have to find it. There's like an ad for it. So here's what he had here's what he had posted. He said the chart using the Baitworks marketing for bait fuel literally makes no sense. He says it's on a scientist's laptop. Hold on. There's some choice words under it from somebody else, but so this is the chart. I can't get it to focus. But anyway, it says no bait fuel. Then it says not enough bait fuel. And then the middle where it's really high green, it says optimal amount of bait fuel. Then it says too much bait fuel. It starts to go down. And it says way too much bait fuel. And it's going down like increasing bait fuel and plastisol baits. And I don't know. I was cracking up after I read it. I'm like, damn, maybe I got duped just from hearing everybody talk about it. I'm like, yeah, I'll pick up one. People are saying it's really working. I'm not a big scent guy anyway. Like as far as adding it, as far as actual scent, I'll stand on the power bait mountain. I don't care if it's scientifically proven or 18% longer. I swear, as far as a scent, like it smells like dead crawdads. I go back to the here in Iowa, we used to have Cajun Fest, which was actual cooks coming up from Louisiana. And it was like your little like I don't know what you call it, kind of like fair type deal where they'd have like, the carnies stuff in there, the rides and like the little shops. And it was, Cajun food, Cajun music, like whole Cajun theme thing. It was a ton of fun. And I worked it every year. So if anybody in Iowa ever went to Cajun Fest and you hit hit up the place to eat, I was probably working there. But anyway, the guys, I remember the first year I worked there was a bunch of old, ragged, hard, like Louisiana cooks talking about, the things they've been cooking and, getting ready, like having to prepare all the food, like cutting up gator tail, which is amazing, by the way, if you've never had fried gator tail. Gator, and the first time they put me on deheading and deveining shrimp. So it was fresh shrimp, like good shrimp that they brought. You had to dehead it, devein it, take the poop chute, out of it. If you've never done that, cutting it and taking the old turd trail out of it. And they made me do that, and they put me over in a booth in the sun. So I had all the good stuff, take it out. I'd have to dehead it, devein it, and then put it in a cooler, an ice cooler, right, to keep it fresh because of OSHA, whatever standards. It's not OSHA. Why did I just say OSHA? What the hell is it? The food stuff.
FDA.
Yeah. And anyway, and the heads, they're like, yeah, just throw them in this big bucket over here next to your bench in the sun. Literally after like 30 minutes of doing that, the stench was just, and it smells. That's to this day what bait fuel, damn it. What power bait reminds me of. And I've used power bait way before that, and it smells like dead crawdads, but oh my gosh, the scent. And I'm like, guys, I've got to move. This stinks so bad. And they're just busting up laughing. Funny as hell, dude. The stories they were telling. There's this one old dude that always was giving me crap, and he's like, "Hey boy," he always called me boy. He's like, "Hey boy," he's like, "Why do Cajun chefs always say aye?" I'm like, I don't know. He's like, "Cause the food damn hot." He's like, "You ever eat that damn hot food, boy?" I'm like, "No, sir. Ever ate that real damn hot food?"
I don't
He was a
know
funny
what's
dude.
going on.
Probably like, I don't know, 6'5". He had like the long mullety kind of hair. Funny dude. Then he gave me crap for a while. Then we kind of hit it off and buddied up, and he was a cool dude. I remember one day we cut alligator tail, these big huge pieces of alligator tail, for like 2.5 hours. Alligator. And it was all frozen to make it easier to cut, because if you ever like cut like chicken or whatever when it's unfrozen, it gets hard to cut. So they kept it all froze, I guess, for the trip too, but makes it easier to cut. And I remember my hands were just like, I thought my fingers were gonna fall off that day. But anyway, old Cajun Fest trip down memory
You were
lane.
talking about the smells and the things like that, and I'm really, every time I start to actually think about it, I like start to contemplate what our friendship actually is when you say
Oh
that you
yeah, I
love the
did see
smell
that.
of G crack.
Dude, it smells so good. It smells
Oh
actually
God.
like seafood popcorn. Not popcorn shrimp, not
Yeah.
popcorn seafood, like actual
Not small
popcorn.
bite-sized pieces of shrimp. It's
No,
like
like actual
you cook
popcorn with like
shrimp.
a seafood spice.
Oh, it's like you got a bag of popcorn from the movie theater and you're like, "Hey, do you have any shrimp flavor to throw on top of
Mm.
there?"
Yeah, even know that
Oh.
shrimp stuff. I forgot that Gabe did tell that story, that he caught a bat. Saved a bat. Nick said he caught a dangle spinner bait twice today. Damn, dude, that's awesome. Where was the other one? Yeah, I did
Nice.
see that actually, Nichols. Now that you say that, I did see. I haven't watched the series. And then Bama Bass had the pet fish too, the pet bass. I did watch a few of those. That was pretty cool. He seems like a super cool, laid back dude. Like nothing would move that dude. Like, hey, somebody just parked in your driveway and started egging your house. He'd be like, "Oh man, I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do about it. We're gonna have to go talk to him." Anyway, yeah, he had the bass stuff and then the bass pond build.
It's
I did
crazy.
see one of those.
Dustin Taylor just recently said his, totally off topic, but his dog's feet smell like Fritos. That's a thing. Usually,
We used to,
for
dude, it is.
for
We used to say
any
that about
dog
our old
owners,
dog growing up. We used to
when they
call her a Frito
sleep,
dog.
they're like there's some sort of thing that gets released out of their paws when they sleep, and it smells like Fritos. And now I want to go get some Fritos.
Old Frito dog. Yep, that's what we used to call her. She was some sort of terrier Chihuahua mix. Funny little dog. Okay, let's see. We're at an hour 40. Let's take a couple more questions. What else do we have that's fun?
Oh yeah.
And then we're gonna get out of here. I still can't believe we have 225 people watching. Y'all are crazy. Let's see. Ooh, here, Big Bass, Professor. And what was your name before? I remember you on Instagram. It wasn't Big Bass Professor. It was that's why I hate when people change their names and their icons. It was I remember it, but I don't. Okay, one of the greatest topwater is the Excalibur Spit and
Ooh.
Image. Still have about 20 of them. I had a couple of them. Whichever one didn't have the lip, was that the Spit and Image, the Bill Dance Spit and Image? I had luck on. The other one with the lip, I never caught anything on. I don't know why, but I forget what you said.
I gotta love the comment from Randall Pink Floyd at 9:17. I'll just leave it at that, and you can find it if you want to.
At what time?
9:17 p.m.
Okay, we're at
Central
9:14, so we're
Standard
coming
Time.
up. Here's an interesting one. Chasing Gorditas. Every bait scent is a sham. It just smells good to us. Oh, that's not true. There's quite a few that smell horrible. It's all luck and being able to piss the bass off enough to get the bite. So I honestly do agree with this to a point. If I am confident in a place and I don't know how else to explain it, but like, let's say if, so I always talk about the crotch of a tree, right? If you have a big lay down broken tree and like that first spot where it breaks and like the two biggest like arms come out, the crotch is what I call it. Like, getting kicked in the junk, crotch is what it looks like. When you throw in there, it seems like there's always a fish there, always in the crotch. And I think you could have a 10-inch worm, you could have a Missile Baits D-bomb, you could have a Googan Bandito bug, you could have insert whatever lure you want there. And if you're putting that lure in the right spot and it drops in front of their face, a lot of the time, I don't think it matters, where I think bait could matter or bait, where
Scent or
scent,
bait?
that's what I meant, sate.
Okay.
I just said sate. The scent or bait when you're doing a slower, more finesse, um, like finicky bite, then I think it makes a difference. But I don't even have enough timing on that. Like if you're fishing, you know, like Michigan, Clear Lake, and stuff where they were using those drop shot, or where those fish are getting a real good look at it, where guys will literally die on that hill. That if you're using 10-pound leader, you're not going to get a bite. You drop down to
Right.
6, you'll start getting those bites, right? So, there's obviously something to that. And, Shanna's talked about an interesting point. It's not as much the line type, so braid versus fluoro versus mono, like what they can actually see, but versus the diameter, because they've got that lateral line. So a thicker diameter line, no matter what it is, they're going to be able to fill that easier than a real thin, tiny line, right? It's not making as much of a disturbance. So that's an interesting take too. I don't know. There's so many different things that come into it, but I will say that I believe that if you throw in the right spot, a lot of times I don't think it matters what bait you've got on. If you hit them in the head with it, it's
Really, at the end of the day, it's confidence. And if you are confident
yeah.
in one scent versus another scent, then run with the scent that you're confident in.
I did see Greg earlier. I forgot to call him out. He asked a question, damn it, and I skipped over it. But Greg, another Iowa boy, he said, I'll take those drop shot weights, you big baby. Greg likes the drop shot. I am not really a drop shot guy, but let's see. What else do we have? Saw that on IG. Oh, so we're talking about the bait fuel stuff. That's how far behind I get. I am.
9:17. Remember, Randall Pink Floyd.
Gabe said, oh, just skip. Damn it. He said, I believe in. And actually, funny enough, where is it at? Gabe just said, sounds like frog for yep, Mr. Bass. Where's oh yeah, Gabe said bait fuel's legit. I believe in it and Sasquatch. So I don't believe in Sasquatch. Like for the longest time I've wanted to. Like I want to make Sasquatch real. Because I love the lore of it. Like,
Oh,
could there be this something out there? But I was I was
I mean,
checking
it's
my
easier to
comments
convince
today.
me that there could be versus that it couldn't be. There's too much area that it couldn't be. You know what I mean?
I made this video is from like 3 years ago,
Oh God.
and this guy said, "Oh, come on, focus." Wes, his name is just Wes. He said the Bigfoot comment, the Bigfoot statement was totally stupid.
Oh, this isn't.
That
Oh, I don't
randomly
have my.
popped up today. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, but I was cracking up. I'm like, I don't even know what Bigfoot comment I made in that video, but
Was
um,
it we were listening to a podcast or something?
I don't know. I have no clue. Let's see. You said 9:17. Okay, we're coming up on 9:17. Their lab is a guy's tool shed out back with the 5-gallon buckets of Lord knows what. Yeah, who knows? Tackle Talk had the power bait scientist on his podcast. Very informative. Oh, that would be a really good one. DEBO'S a carny. Yeah, I've been called that before. Randall Pink Floyd. I kind of look like a carny. Trust me. Hop on my
Fake,
merry-go-round.
fake. Oh, Jesus.
Fake beard and
Oh,
all. Okay, let's see. We're gonna take 2 more questions and we're getting out of here. We're dropping
oh
quick now.
God.
People are like, Jesus, this is
Randall Sully, most recent comment on there. Just scroll down to the bottom.
okay. Here we go. Mr. Randall Williams Soley. Best Sasquatch bait: Cox Juice, Fritos, B's and G's, or Googie bait. So for people watching, Cox Juice is actually a product. I know when people hop on here, they're probably thinking, "What in the hell are these guys? This is totally inappropriate." So listen, we have to clear this up because this was on a Bass Geek Live some time ago. I don't know why. It's an actual thing. Like it's an actual thing. I don't know where it came from.
Didn't we talk about it on the Jig Squad live?
Was that what it was?
I think maybe.
It gets brought up all the time. So for people, I don't want people to think we're trying to be inappropriate. And it's like,
Gramps brings
like
it up
this
all
is,
the time.
yeah, I think Gramps is sponsored by. So this is
And
John
his
Cox. You know
meat
Johnny
punches.
Cox. He has this stuff called Cox Juice. That's his last name, Cox. Johnny Cox. Guaranteed. What was it? There was something that's like guaranteed to catch. Oh, was this not it? Non-toxic attractant stimulates predatory instinct in bass, trigger them to feed. Designed to neutralize the smell of your soft plastics and eliminate any unwanted human scent that might get on your bait when rigging. I don't know. There was another one that was like there was some funny thing we were looking at attractants. So anyway, I don't know. I guess we'll end on that. This video not sponsored by Cox Juice. However, Gramps might be now. I don't know. Hashtag Fritos. We got hashtag Sasquatch going on. What's going on? Yeah, I don't know either, dude. I don't know. Anyway, listen, y'all, we're getting out of here. I appreciate everybody sticking with us for 2 hours, at least a good hour 15 of good fishing stuff, and then probably 45 minutes of nonsense. But I appreciate y'all sticking with us. Have fun. We'll be back next week. If y'all ever have any suggestions for what you want to see on the live, for a topic, for a guest, anything like that, let us know. We would always love to hear that and see if we can make it happen. So listen, we're getting out of here. Love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. And until next live.